Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the data link layer next part. It is elementary data link protocol. So in last video we have discussed about the error detection redundant bits we are going to add error detection methods, right? So in that we have already discussed about VRC, LRC, checksum and the CRC. We have solved some examples also. Now we have to start with the next part, elementary data link layer protocols. Okay. See, protocols which decides protocols are mentioned or designed in the data link layer so that it can perform its functions. Functions like framing, error control, flow control, right? So error control is framing. If we'll talk about the framing method, framing what it does, it simply receives the data from the network layer. It receives the packets from the network layer and convert it into the frames and transmit it to the physical layer. If we are talking about the sender side, if data link layer at the receiver side, what it will do, it will just take the data from physical layer, bit stream it will take, and then it will convert it into the frames and transmit it to the network layer. So that is the work of framing. Now error control is what to error control deals with the error detection and error correction. Likewise, flow control, which controls the transmission mechanism of the sender so that receiver should not swamp out by the data which is sent by the sender with the fast speed. That is flow control, right? So these things can be done by using some of the protocols which are present in the data link layer, and which are those protocols that we have to discuss. Now protocols present in this data link layer are broadly categorized into the two parts. That is, one is for noisyless channel and another one is a noisy channel. Now, noisyless channel is what we are considering. There will not be any error available or any noise will come in between the transmission between the sender and the receiver. That we are considering. And for noisy channel, that means it may possible that noise can occur and data may corrupt or data may be lost. Okay. So in noiseless channel, we have again two types. One is a simplex, another one is a stop and wait protocol. In noisy channel, we use ARQ technique, that is automatic repeat request technique is there. In short, we call it as ARQ technique. Now in this ARQ technique, we have two partitions, stop and wait, and one other one is a sliding window. Again, the sliding window is divided into the two parts, go back in and selective repeat. So one by one, we are going to talk about each and every protocol which is present in this data link layer. So we will start with the first one, unrestricted simplex protocol. Another name for this protocol is Utopia. Okay. So in this protocol, we just have to consider a protocol which is as simple as it can be. Okay. That is, data can be transmitted in one direction. Both the transmitting and receiving network layer are always ready. Okay. Processing time also can be ignored, and infinite buffer space is available at receiver side and as well as at sender side. We are saying that receiver is always ready to receive the data and to process the data. Okay, and sender is also receiving the data from the network layer at sender side, and it is transmitting to the physical layer at the sender side. Okay, and we are considering that there are two different procedures available for a single transmission. A sender will be working as a single procedure and receiver will be working as a separate procedure. And no error will be occurring in between the transmission, that we are assuming. So these are the all assumptions we have to consider while we are dealing with this simplex protocol, which is also called as the Utopia. Now, as I said, two different procedures are there. Okay, and simply a protocol works like this. Look at this algorithm. Type dfnm frame arrival event type, hash include protocol.h, white sender one void, and some variables are declared. This is the nominal, we can say, coding part, right? Few variables are declared here, and which are being used in this loop. So we will discuss about the main part, that is the main working of this protocol. So sender will be just waiting for the data so that it can come from the network layer. It should come from the network layer's buffer. Okay, and we are saying that it can always be pumping out the data from the network layer. So from network layer, it will accept the data. It will just transmit it into the buffer of with the variable s. Okay, data link layers buffer will have the data which is coming from the network layer, and then it will be transmitted to the physical layer with the same variable. After transmitting to the physical layer, immediately data link layer will be in infinite loop. Okay, it will not wait for anything, it will just directly go to the buffer of network layer, so it will just pump out the data and it will transmit it to the physical layer. So this is what happening at the sender side. Now, what is happening at the receiver side? Look at this. The same thing is there. Some declaration part is here. Then while we are talking about the protocol, till the data will come, data will arrive at the physical layer. The event which is occurring here is wait for event. Okay. So it will be waiting for the data which should come from the physical layer. Now, the second step is from physical layer, the data with the variable R will be taken out by the data link layer at the receiver side. Okay. From physical layer, it will take the data and it will just transmit to the network layer. Simple work is there. At sender side, we are just pumping out the data from the network layer, proceeding at the data link layer, and it will be transmitted to the physical layer. At receiver side, we are waiting for the event to occur. Once the event will occur, event occurring means the data is available at the physical layer, so that can be taken by the data link layer at the receiver side, and it will be transmitted to the network layer. Okay, this is the simplest ever protocol we are considering here, and we are considering um, a number of we are saying assumptions we are doing, assumptions we are taking, that no any noise will be occurring, so we don't require any retransmission, no any data will be lost, so we are not considering any sequence number, or we are not considering any acknowledgement from the receiver side, right? All these assumptions we have to make while we are dealing with this protocol. Fine. Now the second protocol, simplex stop and wait protocol. Simplex stop and wait protocol. Now whatever the assumptions we have done in the first protocol, from that one assumptions we are dropping here. Now which is that one assumption, that receiver is always ready to receive the data and to proceed the data. That infinite loop capacity or infinite buffer capacity we are dropping out, that assumption we are dropping out in this second method, that is simplex stop and wait protocol. Now what is happening in this protocol, we are saying that a sender, whenever the sender's network layer will have a data link layer will just pump out the data from the network layer, it will transmit it to the sender. It will transmit it to the sender's physical layer. Okay, once it will be transmitted, now it will not go to the infinite loop to receive the data from the network layer. Apart in the reverse way, it will just wait for some time. It will wait for something to happen from the receiver side. And what is something to happen from receiver side? Here is it will wait for the acknowledgement from the receiver side, that I have received the data. Okay. Once the acknowledgement will come from the receiver side, it will go to the network layer again, and it will fetch out the data and it will transmit it to the physical layer back again. Okay. So that is the main difference. Look at this algorithm, you will get the clear idea. These are all the same things. We are declaring some variables here. And now, okay. Now in the first protocol, we have seen 3 line of code is there, right? Here we have 4th line. Check out this one. We are pumping out the data from the network layer. It will be transmitted to the data link layer buffer. Then after proceeding, it will be transmitted to the physical layer, right? Now, after transmitting to the physical layer, we are waiting for an event to occur. Now, what is that event? That acknowledgement should come from the receiver layer. It is not required it is not required that it is a positive, negative. It will not be identified at this level. This is the simplex stop and wait protocol, right? So it will just wait for an event to occur, that it should come with some acknowledgement. Once the acknowledgement receiver, then only the data link layer of the sender side will go to the network layer at the center side, and it will fetch out the data, and it will again follow with the procedure. Now check out for the receiver. Now void receiver to void. Okay, this is all again variable declaration form and everything. Loop is starting here. Now here wait for an event, that is the data should come at physical layer, right? Now from if once the event will occur, that means the data has arrived at the physical layer, data stream has been arrived at the physical layer. So that data stream will be collected and it will be again converted into the frames, and then it will be transmitted to the network layer, right? Once it will be transmitted to the network layer, it will transmit an acknowledgement to the physical layer, okay, and then it will be transmitted back to the sender. Now whenever this acknowledgement will be transmitted to the physical sender side, then only the sender will be going out to the network layer to pump out the data from the network layer. Okay, so difference is clear in between the two protocols. One is what? A simplex unrestricted protocol, and the another one is stop and wait protocol. Both the protocols are working for the noisy less channel. We are considering that there should not be any noise. So error method, error detection or error correction mechanism we are not applying, and that is why we are not considering the sequence number also. Okay. So I hope noisy less channel protocols are clear here. In the next video, we will discuss about for noisy channel which protocols are available. Thank you.